The Atlanta Haluchas versus the Oklahoma City Thundurus. Well, Alex, he has Mega Charizard X on his team. And if he gets a +1 up with that, I'm dead. He didn't bring that this week, so I was like, whoo. But I had so prepared for it that I'm running these really weird sets to kind of help me out. Like I have Scarf Aerodactyl that is set to outspeed anything on his team that could have Scarf. And I also have a defensively bulky Keldeo, which I got the idea from a friend, and I was like, all right, I'm weird enough to give this a shot. Let's try that out. I came up with an EV spread and a move set, and it actually really helped out this match, and it was really great. Another thing I noticed about the Thundurus is that Chestnut seems to have a pretty decent matchup against it. I mean, everyone hates on Chestnut, but man, he's not as bad as people think he is. You just gotta use him right. I mean, he doesn't have like he might have one kill, but I mean, he's done so much work throughout the season that I just thank him. I mean, last week he was a bust against the fucking Mankeys, but what are you gonna do? But this week I looked at his team and I'm like, man, if I can get Mega Charizard out of the way, you know what sweeps? A fucking Rock Polish Mega Aggron, boy. I thought he would bring Hippowdon because his team is it works well with the sand, but he didn't bring that this week. And as soon as I saw that and I started looking at things, I was like, man, Heavy Slam by itself, just it doesn't need that much help. My Mew is a baton passer. I have Swords Dance and Substitute, and I was going to um, the whole plan was baton pass Swords Dance and try and sweep from there. But we'll see what happens with that. And let's get the match started. Oh, yep, bingo, bango, ready to go. So we are playing the dude with the hat. So he leads off with Thundurus, and I have my Scarf Pterodactyl. And at this point, I'm really debating really hard. I was like, man, rocks would be really cool to have right now. But if he leaves in that thing, not knowing that I'm a Scarf Arrow fucking Dactyl, I could sneak a one shot, and that's what I did. So he brings in a Garchomp, and he obviously knows I'm Scarf because his Thundurus was Scarf too. What? So I bring in Chestnut because it should be able to handle anything a Garchomp does, unless it's a +1 Dragon Rush crit. But I'm gonna get off a Leech Seed, and I'm gonna get some health back, and that's gonna help a lot. I don't have Spiky Shield on him this week because I decided to run different moves. And it just didn't fit into what I was doing, so I went for a Hammer Arm there, as he went for another Hone Claws because he thought Spiky Shield was definitely coming. However, Spiky Shield would have helped out a lot against Garchomp. But I figured I don't want to switch anything into this thing, and I'm actually really glad I went to Chestnut because it's going to be able to do damage while taking damage, and that's fine. I do miss an armor hammer is what I was gonna say. Fucking hammer arm. Uh, but that's fine. It didn't really matter. It wasn't gonna It wasn't gonna knock him out or anything, so that's fine. Um, it would have had Spiky Shield, and I was getting Spiky Shield damage, but I showed him that I didn't have it, so I mean, like, he probably would have played around it. So I bring in Keldeo because it has Icy Wind, and fuck him. Now I can go for Icy Wind here. And like I said, I'm physically defensive. I got some HP and defense investment, and my speed is enough to outspeed just Garchomp, and I think that's all I was really worried about. So he does Aerial Ace and does Jack Jiminy Poop. And with a Calm Mind, my Secret Sword is going to two-shot this thing. I mean, his Aerial Ace has done about half 2 of them, and I'm gonna get leftovers. Like I don't think he could have 3-shot me. It probably would have been a clean 4-hit KO, something like that. But I feel pretty good. I kind of know psychic moves coming. I just baited switching into Mew, but I decided to let this thing die in case he kind of predicts something and goes for, predicts Mew coming in. So I go into Mew and I'm like, hey man, his team's ready for it. So I just set up a sub, and I realized I don't need a Swords Dance because Heavy Slam one shots Clefable. I'm not worried about that at all. Even if you use max defensive, just Heavy Slam wrecks him. He's gonna go for a Moonblast on the Baton Pass. Sweet. The sub stays intact. I go Mega, and I'm gonna set up a Rock Polish here. And from here on out, I have Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Ice Punch. You tell me what's gonna stop this behemoth of a Pokemon. Nothing, man, and nothing. He gets a crit on the Flamethrower, which is whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna Heavy Slam this Clefable. Boom! Straight jacked. Take a dirt nap. And then he's gonna send out Azelf. I'm like, Heavy Slam's gonna ruin this thing too. It weighs like 3 pounds, but he has a Focus Sash. And I'm like, dang. And then I was like, no, please don't burn. But it does so little damage because Aggron is so defensive and bulky and just, and here Infernape comes in, and I'm like, whatever, dude. I outspeed you after a Rock Polish. You're done. Dirt nap. And then I'm going to go on the Garchomp, and I have Ice Punch to finish him off. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, man, Aggron, dude. Aggron. I haven't used that Aggron yet. I've been using a few different ones, and that one has just worked out really well. After I was looking at this team, it's all really light. It's frail-ish, and Aggron can do a lot of damage with a Rock Polish up. So I was like, man, if he doesn't have Mega Charizard, or if I can take it out, man, I got this. And I was so thankful that he didn't bring Mega Charizard X, and I was just like, man, like, it was like so much like stressful if not to see it, because it's like the one thing I was game planning for like the whole week. I was like, how am I gonna fucking deal with this stupid thing? But it's cool because the things that I made to deal with it actually helped me a lot this week. So the Atlanta Huluchas, it is week 9, right? Where do we stand in the standings? Well, let's see. Last week we were 3-5. We couldn't make the 4-4 push. Now we are 4-5, and in the Kanto Conference, I'm only 2 games back. So I gotta make a pretty big push. My differential is 0, which isn't the greatest, but it's not awful. I need to go on a winning streak here. I got some tough games coming up. I gotta play Nick, who owns the Boston Red Sox, who is the top in the Kanto Conference. I also play Joe Swagliff, who's also got a really good team. And man, those are the 2 weeks that I'm really concerned about. I also play Gubs after Nick, who's got a really good team. And let's see what's after that. We got John in the New Orleans Pelipers. And then to finish it off, I play the Toronto Maple Leafs. And that should be a tough one as well, as they were pretty tough before, but they got their hands on Politoed, and if you remember, they also have Manaphy, so that's going to be a tough week. I mean, all these are going to be really tough, must-win games, so I urge you guys to stay tuned to the Atlanta Huluchas and show your support to us, because, man, I think we're pretty cool. And we got a shot at the playoffs. I mean, that's pretty neat, too. If we don't make the playoffs, I ain't mad, because I got 3 first-round draft picks next year. I'm feeling pretty cool. So rate, comment, subscribe. Atlanta Haluchas for life. Black screens for life. And if you think you're pretty good,
No Connor Oberst.